Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Wednesday, June 4th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple of clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So ticker symbol number one, APLD. Talked about this one in yesterday's video, and overall the levels that I talked about are still fully holding strong. Specifically this red line here at $10.55. You can see that there was actually a little miniature fake break this morning, but after the price fell back below it, that level went right back to acting as resistance both there and then right there. So yeah, 10.55 remains that key area of resistance headed in to Wednesday. As far as areas of support are concerned, yes, you still have this level right here at 9.34, but what we now have and what allows to basically get a nice little overall pattern here drawn into play is this trend line right here. So let me change that to green. Also make it look, actually we'll leave that and then I'll make this one look a little bit different. So from an overarching pattern perspective, we now have, and I'll keep it the same color, our resistance, our support, the big move up right here. For you golfers out there, put the golf hole down here. So we're looking at an overall bull pennant pattern. So again, if the price falls below the bottom of the bull pennant, does that mean the chart's destroyed? It doesn't, because this price still has plenty of opportunity to stay above 935. But yeah, preferably speaking, what would make it look the strongest? Certainly staying above the pattern, or excuse me, above the low portion of the trend line and then getting a break to the upside of the pattern. So is that guaranteed to happen? Of course not, no guarantees, but is that a valid scenario to throw out there? Absolutely. So we'll see what happens on Wednesday. Next one here, MCTR. Not a whole lot to say from a technical standpoint, pattern-wise, other than just the recipes are there if you like volatility as a trader. Fantastic volume and all sorts of price movement on the day. Really crazy day when you stop and think about it. So, like I said, the ingredients are there, and now it's just really a question of waiting to see what happens. Because right now, I can't really say anything other than the price has just basically been going straight up all afternoon long. And I'm not saying this will occur, but for example, maybe on Wednesday, something like this happens, the price pulls back a little bit more. And then at that point, you could say, okay, well, yeah, the price has pulled back. But before the pullback, there was this big move up. And at least at that point, okay, now you're looking at a bull flag pattern. Again, I'm not saying a bull flag is going to occur. I'm just saying that's an example of something that could start to take shape. But as of right now, you kind of just got to sit back and let some sort of pattern, something develop. But at the end of the day, what matters most is here. Great volume, great price movement. And yeah, MCTR, what a crazy mover today. We'll see if that continues into Wednesday. Next one here, RSLS, and good, nice looking pattern here. So let's just get this drawn into play. Top part of the pattern, area of resistance right up here around the $8.10 mark. And I'm going through this a little quicker because you've already seen this pattern once. So I want to respect your time as much as possible. So there is the bottom part of the pattern. And then just to make it all the same color, hopefully make it easier to see, we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the upwards move right here, golf hole down here, and we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. So definitely a good variety of bull pennants to choose from. But if you like this price range right around the $10 mark, here you go. Next one here, ticker symbol BMEA. And once more, we have ourselves, yeah, you guessed it, a bull pennant pattern. So go through this quickly. 265, top part of the pattern, resistance. Have the bottom part of the pattern right there. And again, because I cannot help myself, let's keep it all the one color. Make sure people can see it. Resistance, support, big move up right here, golf hole down here. So there we go. Another bull pennant, and this one right down around that $3 mark. So if you like stocks down below $5 and you like bull pennants, here's another choice. But yes, when it comes to bull pennants, definitely a lot to choose from. Next one here, NVDA, NVIDIA, and overall very, very nice move today. Got the break up through that key area of resistance that I talked about in previous videos, right down there around the 138.25 mark. And then some days are just like this, but yeah, you guessed it. With the breakout, do you see what formed? I'm just going to do this quickly. Area of resistance, area of support. You had the big breakout right there. So yes, another bull pennant pattern on NVIDIA. So we officially have the full range from penny stocks up to stocks up over $100, from stocks to $10 to $3, bull pennants everywhere you look. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering here in just a couple of days. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down below in the description area, or if you're watching right at my website, there's an area on the webpage that you can use to sign up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free class. Next one, NIVF, and a pretty brutal pullback here. Nice gap up and then came all the way down here. But what I find interesting about this one is how it has at least started to level out and go upwards. Now, I wish I could say that trading was this easy, and just because there's been a big pullback and just because it's starting to head upwards, that this for sure is guaranteed to keep on moving upwards. Does not mean that at all. But what I'm saying is it's at least a little bit more rational to suggest that this is possible. Case in point, let's say the price was still just dropping, and then I'm sitting here saying, hey, it looks like this could be the bottom. You'd be totally justified to say, wait, what are you talking about? Based on what? The price is literally just dropping straight down. Well, that's not the case here, right? The price has at least started to go back upwards. So does that mean that this is guaranteed to continue? It doesn't, but at least makes it more plausible. So key area of support moving forward, going to be right there. That pink line, the 200 period moving average at $2.83. And then in terms of areas of resistance, key level to watch right there at around $4.12. So keep an eye on that if this does continue on back up. Because if it can get up through there, I'm not saying it shoots straight up to this area or anything like that. But the chart does open up and there does seem to be, quite a bit of open territory where the price could find some momentum. But all in all, ugly looking chart right now, but sometimes there can be opportunity in the ugly. Next one here, KIDZ. And yep, we are back to where we were previously. There's our area of resistance. Here is our area of support. So resistance, support, nice move up right there. Golf hole down here. We have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. So there you go. Next one, looking at DNN. An exciting situation here because yes, there was a bull pennant. But with that said, this bull pennant has actually now been broken, which you can see right here, which does lead to the very exciting question of, is this the start of something even bigger? Now think about that question. It makes no sense to ask it if nothing worthwhile is even happening. Because then you would say, well, is this the start of something bigger? Is what? Nothing happened. But in this situation, yeah, something did indeed happen. A breakout has occurred. Now, to be fair, maybe it's not. Maybe this is a fake breakout and it just rolls right back over. But again, to be fair, that is a two-sided coin. Maybe this thing is getting ready to rock and roll and keep on breaking through to the upside on Wednesday. So overall, you did have the bull pennant, but this bull pennant has actually already been broken. So yes, is this breakout the start of even more momentum to come? We'll see what happens. Next one here, NVTS. Nice mover today. Had tracked this one quite a bit. A whole lot of, kind of people talking about it here, and then with the gap up. Then things fell silently for quite a little bit as the price just basically went sideways. Volume had dropped off. But all of a sudden today, you got some more upwards movement that's shown up. So we'll keep an eye on this now moving forward. Key area of resistance, I think it is. Yeah, right there at what I would call 655. Going back here, you can see resistance a couple times, and then you had an open right there, and that was basically the high right there. So 655, I would say, is the key area if there is any sort of curl back upwards. And then as far as supports are concerned, I would say pretty straightforward on this one. Keep an eye on that purple line right there, 50 period moving average, right now valued at 555. And the reason why, that's, at least in my opinion, you don't want to see the price dropping down below there, because if the price were to go down there and then drop down below it, at that point, you'd have the price having all of a sudden gone right back to where it was. And not to insult your intelligence, but price movements that make nice moves, then all of a sudden go back to where they were, not exactly a sign of genuine strength. So again, I'm not saying that's what's going to occur, but that is why, in my opinion, 555, very important. Next one, TSLA Tesla. And now when I say a disappointing day, I just mean from a technical standpoint, because earlier on in the day, the price actually did get a nice break up through this area of resistance here at 352.50. Unfortunately, as you see, that was just a fake breakout and the price dropped back below that area. And again, it doesn't destroy the entire chart, but to see this last 30 minutes have the price drop down below the pink line there, which is at 200 period moving average, currently valued at 345.60. Again, that does not destroy the entire chart, but that does make it a little bit more rough around the edges of how the price, hasn't quite maintained as much as I'm sure what some people would have liked, especially one previous on. You can see that pink line did a good job of support there and support there. So for it not to hold here, again, doesn't mean that it's destroyed, but would it be shocking, in my opinion, if the price were to drop all the way down and now do battle and test that previous support area? No, I don't think anybody would really be shocked if the price now headed down around 334.65. But that is the level that's more important for me, meaning if the price were to fall down to that level and then crash down through there, again, does that mean that Tesla chart is epically destroyed? It doesn't, but it does start to suggest that, okay, maybe just maybe something's not quite right anymore. Maybe just maybe the bulls are starting to lose some of their control. But as of now, yeah, not disappointing with the fake breakout there. Disappointing that it fell back below the pink line. But from the grand scheme of it all, it is still nicely up above this level right here, which, as I pointed out already, is a very important, dynamic. So all in all, it's hanging in there. But I also do understand that it's a matter of perspective. Day traders, flippers, scalpers that bought right there and we're hoping to buy and sell within 7 minutes. Yes, from that standpoint, the chart looks like a destruction for you. But I'm not necessarily talking about strictly from that sort of vantage point. I'm talking about more so the bigger picture vantage point. But yeah, we'll see if the price can try to get recovered back above that pink line or not. So that wraps up the top 10 lists. Again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about the tool, then definitely go get signed up for the free live class. Like I said, it'll be soon, Thursday, June 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, make sure you hit that like button if you enjoy. And also, I have been live streaming, so if you're interested in seeing me trade live, just come hang out, ask questions or whatever, then make sure you subscribe and turn on the notifications so that you are notified of when I do go live with a live stream. So just FYI on that if you're interested in anything of that nature. So thanks for watching. Again, make sure you get signed up for that free class. Take care.